We are still with Mr. Lutakoome, celebrity in movie industry. We still want to know his story about the COVID-19.
But all my signs were really showing that I'm
Positive.
almost COVID-19 positive before even the testing. So the doctor took me through how do they call it? The swab stuff,
Where they test you, yeah.
So he told me it's better you go back home. That is in the second lockdown.
Yeah.
It's better you go back home because even where I tested from, they had patients, but the
COVID.
hospital was
Positive.
to its capacity. So he told me we are going to do we shall get the results, then we shall call you, but it's better you be home. Don't interact.
I remember,
don't.
For those ones who had those signs and they suspected you to be positive, they would detain them. What stopped them from detaining you?
I said the whole hospital, it was at its capacity.
Okay.
And you also getting on, anywhere. It was not really. I think it was actually what I thank that doctor. When he told me to go back home, I think it was the best advice than retaining me.
Okay.
Because if he retained me, I would have even died, maybe, even before time. Reason, I was too scared.
Yeah.
The hospital, I didn't have money. The hospital was like, it was damn expensive. And I didn't have money. So when he told me that you can go home, I can keep the check on you. He referred me to a home care. He gave me the medicine. Then the next day, on Thursday, that's when he called me. He said that we've conducted the results and they are positive.
How did you
But the good thing, he had already even given me everything, every medicine,
like the
which
first
is treating,
aid?
not the first aid, every medicine which is treating
COVID.
They gave me zinc, simani, vitamin, then
C.
mox, a lot of tablets which I don't even remember. And he also said that if you can continue steaming yourself well, you do even the herbal, it is okay. I was like, okay, fine. I felt bad and I felt scared because I knew, what if I die inside?
Because the rates of people who are dying had also increased.
And even by that day, actually the next day, it was a Saturday after that first experience. That's when I realized how I got to know about my friend. She was at Makerere University. She was pregnant and died.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, due to COVID. And I also read the news through the papers. I was really broken. I was very broken. She's my friend.
And now you're positive.
I'm positive.
She's because dead. Of COVID, so it was too much to handle, right?
Yeah, it was too much. But again, I said, I have my kid. If I over really think, if I don't do what the doctor said, I might also pass on. And I have a lot of stuff to do. So he kept checking on me. He told me, don't oversleep. If you can do some exercise which you can afford, because I didn't have anything like energy in my joints.
The joints were hurting. I remember there were some of the effects.
And I was totally down. So I used to wake up to do some little bit of walking within the house. Then I used to go out. My neighbors were very, very hopeful because I thought
I was going to come to that.
Yeah, I thought she would feel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How did your neighbors act after realizing that you have COVID?
Actually, they were very hopeful in the first place because I first opened up to my immediate neighbor. that, you know what?
Didn't she avoid you?
No, she didn't.
Because some people were isolated, their
Yeah,
families never took care of
yes,
them.
yes, but she didn't. And actually, when my vitamin C's got done, it's high scent that you get me more vitamin C. For you, you're not around. But then you are now.
Guys, now you have know that he's my immediate neighbor. He's my neighbor, so I wasn't there, but I used to pray for him.
Yes, I remember you even gave me a call.
Yeah.
You know, you used to check on me. So they used to. She also got me these herbals, and I remember you also said, "You need some herbals so that you can go Mosiko Tukulete." I was like, so
it was a moment of helping each other.
Yes, of course. So, with their hope, because even my friends, they really wanted to check on me. But there is no way. I really wanted to see them.
Did you
really
tell
wanted
them?
to see them.
Like your mom,
I told my
your dad?
sister, but I didn't tell these other people. Reason being, they would get so much frightened. So, and I wanted to keep them away from that, to get so much scared. Yeah. The good thing, my neighbors were very hopeful.
Wow, that's so sweet
but
of them.
There is no way, because if I contacted my relatives, you never know they would even come. But I had to also create to distance myself from them. Yeah, had I died, they would pick me.
That takes me to this question. There are some landlords who I won't say who misbehave, but there is a way they tortured their tenants, telling them to get out of the houses, pay the rent. Remember, it was a hard time for everyone. How did your landlord treat you?
First and foremost, I think this is a good place.
Wow.
It is surrounded with people with hearts.
Okay.
You know, there are people without hearts. It's surrounded with people with hearts. Everyone within the confinement, the moment they knew that I'm sick, I don't know how they coordinated. Even some used to bring even food.
Well, that's so sweet of them.
Yes. My landlord, she's got that doctor background. She's a medic. But I told her after a while, and she was like, "Hey, why didn't you tell me immediately? I would have done this and this and this." Even the husband was like, "Tony, I didn't know you sick. What? They even the next month, when I got fine, that's when we met physically. The man paid half of my rent.
Wow! Oh my God! God bless him.
Yes, the man
that's so
paid
sweet of him.
My rent, and he's also my landlord, I guess.
Yes, because they are married.
They are married. So I find them beautiful people. Wow. I find the whole family nice, because even in this next project I've done within the the lockdown, they gave me the allocation at a free cost. I really enjoyed the whole shoot, and didn't really affect me much. Yeah, because they were very hopeful. Even you were hopeful, because I remember you gave me a lot of support. And as you asked previously, that why didn't you shoot face instead of
Radio Man?
Yeah, so Radio Man, the way I wrote it, it was also confined within almost the same location.
Yeah, but the population had to be.
And I had to cut down the cast to about 8 people. So within that working environment, I didn't even get any disturbance from my neighbors, from my landlord, and everyone around me. Yeah.
So, Mr. Tony Lutakoome,
yes,
as you told us, you were alone, you distanced yourself from your family in the name of protecting them. How did you cope up living alone? Because you are a man, you had to cook, you're sick, all that.
You know, when a challenge comes and you think negative about it, it might go with you. But when a challenge comes and you think positive with it or about it, you might sustain it or you might overcome it. You know? Any bad comes with a good.
True.
Had taken long without cooking.
So you gained some skills.
Not really. But I knew it's a matter of life.
Yeah.
If you don't die, first and foremost, I had a lot of medicines I had to swallow. I had those herbs, and you know what really happens when you take herbs, as in local herbs, without food.
Without food.
You know what it means.
Unless you tell me.
You ever try it?
Someone out there want to know what will happen.
First and foremost, they are so sour. So they will affect you. You need to first have something inside. So I had to cook. I had to find ways of eating, because if they say if you don't eat food as medicine, you eat medicine as food. So I had to eat food as medicine. So I did my cooking. I don't remember whether they were sweet or delicious or not.
All you wanted is to have something inside.
Life. Yeah, and I know I'm not that a good chef, but I didn't even have the taste.
You can go and check out on his cooking skills. The one we had made in it. You saw how he prepared whatever he prepared. But you deserve the one.
No, I deserve the 9 or 11.
Guys, you go there, visit there and tell us how would you have judged him. Was it fair? Was it really unfair? Anyway, guys.
So I was like, I didn't even have the taste. So I ate anything to survive. I survived.
Okay.
I cooked up.
How did you overcome all that?
In the first place, I'm a one man who loves what we call positivity. I don't even really get next to a person who is negative.
I know.
I don't like those people who are negative. With my positivity, I'm coping up. I realized that COVID has come. COVID is with us. COVID will be with us.
Yeah. So you learned how to cope up with it.
So if you don't agree with that fact, you might fail to know what next to do. But if you agree that this, I have to do this, I'll do this, then that is the end of everything. So I've coped up after sitting to myself. I made a meeting with myself. I was the secretary,
the
chairman, and the audience. I made that meeting and I'm like, Tony, COVID is here. This has happened. Now
did you do that when you're still positive or when you had chicken?
Both.
How did you feel finding out that you're negative after everything?
Of course, with whatever I went through, when I realized that I'm okay, when they told me that you're now okay, I was like, thank God. And with that, within the whole experience, I had to, the way I speak to people, I'm not a musician. I write, I'm a writer. I wrote something out of everything that I experienced, that people are experiencing, and made a movie out of it.
And that's the coming soon movie, guys. Wait for it.
Yes.
Because we really have a lot to say there. Maybe it was due to
maybe had it not been for COVID, there wouldn't be radio
inspiration.
There wouldn't be quarantine madness. And
so quarantine madness was
due to COVID. It's a project I did in the first lockdown. So that is a positive thinking. I wouldn't sit, cry, and ask God when will the lockdown end. You think within that challenge, that's when you can find a solution. Than getting negative Instead of feeding your mind with positivity, you end up feeding it with negativity and you lose out everything. That's how I've coped up, maybe.
Wow, he's a strong man, guys. Because if I was alone in the house, and by the way, that's why I ran away from this place.
I remember you telling me that I fear being home alone.
Yeah, in that remember lockdown, the first lockdown.
And you were sick.
I wasn't alone the first lockdown. So I imagined being alone in this second lockdown. I was through the surgery, though it was unsuccessful. So I imagined myself living alone, and it was so scary. Having a painful ankle and then COVID on me. It was so stressful, so I couldn't bear living alone. That's why I decided to leave. We are still with Mr. Lutakoome, celebrity in movie industry. We still want to know his story about the COVID-19. As we know now, he was positive, and thank God he's still here with us, and negative. That's why I'm not afraid of sitting close to him. We want to know, how is he coping out with the new normal? We see you're looking good. Superstar. We want to know, are you going to leave the movie industry because now it's still on lockdown? You need to earn, or how are you trying to figure it out?
Okay. As I told you, if you don't welcome the bad, then you'll not even be in position to welcome the good. If the bad is there, look for the good in the bad. So I've tried to find ways how I can look for the bad, the good in the bad. I will not leave acting because I guess this is my calling. But I have to find ways to adopt a new normal. If I so much keep in lamenting, this and this, that will not help me, not even any other person. But we have to adopt a new way of living. So, first and foremost, I've adopted to many ideas have sprung up in my head, and I have to test and try them out within my fraternity still. So I managed to keep on with my brands because people watch my movies. They also have to wear me.
True.
I still remain their superstar. And if people can, every day, any day, you have to put on something,
Yeah.
So I come up with a cloth. This one will get old, and you need to have another. It's like food. Yeah. Today you eat, tomorrow you feel like you need to eat again.
Necessity.
So that's why I'm running my brand. Secondly, I'm running UWZ, that project, Uganda's WrestleManiacs, okay? And people, we are having a lot of challenges, a lot of mental breakdown, a lot of stuff, stress. And in this UWZ, it is a game of laughter. It is a fun game. Yeah, we've kept away from each other for some good time, as in social distancing. But here now we need to re-engage ourselves back. We have to make you laugh. We have to make you entertained. We have to keep you happy.
Yeah.
Even if we are not happy. But we have to keep our audience happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy man. But still, there's no reason as to why I'm happy and my audience is not happy. True. So I have to find something to keep them happy. My biggest audience is in diaspora, and they watch YouTube, and they are also going through a lot.
True.
In those Yumba, they are going through a lot. So you don't need to give them something which will stress them the more. No, you need to have something which will light up their moods. So that's why I come up with different kind of projects to keep them happy, to keep myself relevant.
And as you also wait for that,
as I also wait for anything new to come up so that I can open up. But the worst bit of it, where I find a little bit challenging, these fans, they are never satisfied. They will ask you where the new movie. They are also in lockdown, so they think me I'm not in lockdown. Lutakoome tukoye bikadde enze bipya bijjewa. Namanyiza neno balimanyira the new normal. If I happen to bring up a new thing, watch it. If I've failed,
cope up with what you have.
Of course. Yes, but I'll not make my head sit down because we are under lockdown. We keep bringing something. So that's how I'm coping with the new normal. And I'm sure the world also, it is changing, because we might fail to go back to the old setting.
How do you see the future now? Because we don't know whether when you look at curfew, we don't know whether it will be extended or it will be lifted. When you look at some people's businesses, some haven't gone back to normal. Your industry is still down. A lot is still happening, and in some countries they are still closed. So how can you tell what's going to happen in 2020?
I'm not a prophet,
but maybe you can.
But maybe within the surrounding environment and surrounds, I think we might not get back to the same setting. We need to adopt
with what we
a new way of living. And adopting a new way of living, this era is run by technology. If you decide to keep yourself in analog style, you might be withdrawn, and the world will leave you.
In that future, I think I've heard of the third wave. That brings in the third lockdown. Would you think it will be part of that future we are talking about, we are trying to force?
Most definitely, you never know. It might be or it might never be. Reason being, now the new norm is becoming vaccination. Everybody get vaccinated. What? If I'm not topic.
Guys, we want to know.
I would really want to, but they told me after 6 months. Yeah, because
that's when you'll be able to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying we need to adopt what is there. If you get so stuck with your old setting, you might wake up when the world is on another new setting, whereby you are 2 steps far away, and you cannot manage to run that era. So the best way is appreciate what is there, find a way how you can work around with it. It's like having a wife. She might be ugly, but she's the person who's doing the best. You know, beauty without brain is some other terrible stuff. For you might accept her ugliness
as she is,
but you know her value. And people's opinion,
they wouldn't matter to you.
Yes.
So guys, before we close up our today's topic, our story from Tony Lutakoome, as how he was affected with COVID-19. There are people who lost their beloved one, and as you heard, he also had a friend who passed on because of COVID-19. Not even one. Many. And some other people were affected out there who we are close to, and who we know and who we don't know. I want you to pass out a message that can console them emotionally, at least as a person who has gone through it.
The COVID-19, hence COVID-19, it travels swiftly, faster than a plane. Not in your plans. They set you on a lockdown. But what I would say, I really stand with anyone who lost a person, who lost their beloved one. And I really thank God to those who have managed to fight their battles until they overcame the virus. It is never the end of time, but your mentality in this, it also helps you a lot, or it matters you. The more negative you feed your mind with, the more you lose out. The more positive you become, the more you stand strong and see the next future. So if you're in position to be vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you are not, try to avoid it as much as you can. Let a mask be your friend. Let a mask be your friend. Sanitize and always do as the government or
the SOP.
Do the WHO they think you do. You have to do. I don't care. But so kyonna kyekiri Mukama asigala yakuuma, God above all, because there are those who are not even affected at all.
And there are those who are highly affected.
Yes, and it's not within their powers.
So, as you know, whenever I host someone on my channel, I have, should I call it a principle? Yes, I let you cross my channel for me. You tell my beloved squad to share my videos, subscribe. You tell them to also come to your YouTube channel. Okay. You remind them the name of the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, lutakoome Kayanja, my YouTube channel. Those are the names that you, in case you want to search for it, you go watch my content. There's a lot of movies for you, a lot of drama that you need to watch.
Yeah.
But again, I would really want you guys, those who have not subscribed to this beautiful girl's channel, please go ahead. She's having a lot of stuff for you. Give her support, watch her content, share it, like it, give it a thumbs up, and share it to your loved ones. I think the sky will be the limit, and she's having a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot is coming.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching her channel. Thank you very much for watching her videos, and keep God your close friend.
And if you watched until the end, I love you. Until we meet again next time. Bye bye.